I think David originally said that he wanted to find someone that was a non-actor, which is kind of his style. It's what he likes doing. And I told him, I was like, oh, please let me audition, please let me audition. And so I auditioned in Austin, and then I got a call back to read with Nicolas Cage. I would say that Terrence Malick and David kind of have a similar style, but they're also very, very different, because I feel like they're both very deep, but David is more, outspoken and open to anybody's ideas, where Terrence Malick also likes to improvise, and he likes some of the natural energy from his characters and some performances, but it's more in his head, and he's a lot quieter. So and then Jeff Nichols is works on a script for 10 years, and then is super bases everything off of his script.
Hey, mister.
Yeah?
Me and my daddy just got into town. I was wondering if you'd give us a job.
I pay a day's pay for a day's work. And if we work till dinner and get rained out, I pay for the whole day. Does that sound fair enough?
Yes, sir.
I'm Joe.
Did you contribute anything that wasn't in the script?
There were a couple ideas that we threw around with each other and that fell into the movie. One of those being the cool face, the anatomy of a cool face. That was actually an idea from Nicolas Cage. He had come up with the idea several years back when he was watching a car commercial, and this guy was like, "Come on down to the dealership and get you a new car," and he had this face, and he was like, "Well, is that the anatomy of a cool face?" And so he incorporated it into this script that he wrote that never got produced, and he always kind of hung on to the idea and wanted to incorporate it into something else that in his future, and I guess in this case this is where it ended up.
What kind of relationship did you have with Nicolas Cage when you weren't shooting?
I think we have a really good relationship. We have a good friendship, and when we were at South by, he snuck me into a Snoop Dogg concert, which I thought was pretty cool. So I would say it's good. They found him on the streets in Austin. He was a street performer. They found him at a bus stop, and Gary had, he was in the Navy, I think, and so he was stationed over in Japan for a while, and he spoke a little Japanese, which I thought was very interesting. He's a very talented guy, really smart, and it was just unfortunate, and a large portion of his life. But yes, they found him on the street, and they called him in to read for a small role, and he did absolutely great, and so they called him in to read for a bigger role, and then the next time they called him in, they wanted him to read for the third lead of the movie, which he also nailed. It was it was such an honor working with him and getting to go to work with him every day, and to see the smile of the smile on his face after we did a scene when he would meet Nicolas Cage and he would be in rehearsal with him was really touching.
You get offered teenage roles. Are you getting offered now adult roles as well?
I'm not getting offered adult roles. It's more of 18, 19 is the max. And again, I've always promised myself that I was going to play at least 2 years within the range of my actual age, because one of my biggest pet peeves is seeing a 25-year-old play a 16-year-old.
You're not going to be that guy.
I hope not. And if you guys ever see me in one of those movies, and come find me, slap me around.